coming in so early and being so on time. That's just awesome of you guys.
Thanks, Charles. So, to reward all of you, we are going to have some warm-up games. So, I want all of you to get up and come to the front.
Can everyone please stand up and make it to the front of the stage? Thank you, Isaac. That's the attitude that I want. Everyone up here, straight away. Okay, so the first game that we're going to play is going to go a little bit like this. So Ashish, do you want to explain the rules for this game?
Alright, so we're going to have you guys split into two groups depending on the questions we get and the answers you guys pick.
Okay, so if we ask you a question, for example, do you prefer pizza or hamburger? Everyone who likes pizza has to go that way, and everyone who likes hamburgers has to go that way. Does everyone understand what I'm saying? Okay, if you all understand what I'm saying, I want you to do this. We're gonna be doing that throughout the conference. But whenever I asked you, did you hear me or did you understand? I want you guys to do this.
Alright guys, so for the first question, cats or dogs? Dogs to my left, cats to the right.
This is going to tell us a lot about your personality right now.
What?
Okay, the second question, it's a little controversial. It's a topic that's been the center of debate for a very long time, and it involves a very famous food critic. So the question is, do you prefer having pineapples on your pizza or no pineapple at all? If you think that pineapples are awesome and it adds an extra flavor, I want you guys to come over here. But if you think, pineapples on pizza are an abomination, then you stay over there. It's pretty equal. I like it.
I feel like World War III is about to break out like any second right now. Alright guys, so for the third question, we're gonna ease it because this is actually really controversial. Now, since we're up on stage and we've got all of these wonderful instruments around us, is K-pop real music or not? Well, real music on this side, not on this side. This is definitely going to be pretty war, I hope it will. Coke or Pepsi, does it taste different or not? Different or not?
If Coke and Pepsi taste different, come over here. But if it doesn't taste different to you, come over on this side. Get you guys to go to both sides anymore. But we want you all to come to the middle. So just huddle up, just get comfortable with one another. Because we want you guys to talk to each other.
Alright guys, so for this next warm-up game, we are going to have you group off depending on which month you were born in. But without talking.
So you gotta get into people, you have to get into groups with people who have the same birth month as you do, but you can't talk talk to anyone. So you gotta use your hand signs. I don't even want to see people mouthing the words. You just gotta use, your hands, your body language,
I can hear you.
I want to see 12 different groups in here. Just like 12 distinct groups, It's gonna be tough.
Alright, come on people. Find your group mates.
Are you guys sure that you know which month we're born in? Because this is like a mess right now. Have you guys had enough time?
Is everyone sorted?
Everybody get them up to their feet. Everyone get them playing right now.
Now you gotta find your groups now. See, how do you also play for?
Okay, since everyone's in their groups already, right now, what I'm gonna do is when I point to your group, I want your entire group to scream out what your birth month is, okay? So we're gonna see if everyone in your group actually has the same birth month as you do. You guys got it? You guys got it? If you got it, what do you do? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this group. You guys have to shout out what your month is. 1, 2, 3. July, nice. What about you guys? Okay, you? February. Hey, okay. It's not April Fools. I know that. You kind of brother. I know it's birth month. Okay, what are you guys? 1, 2, 3.
Alright guys, now since they have a severe lack of enthusiasm, I'm expecting a good one from you guys. There we go.
That's much better. That's much better.
You guys. Come on. Bring it.
You guys right there. October. We gotta sing happy birthday to them. Come on. Come on. We have to do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy Did you miss out anyone over here? What do you guys? Okay, you guys go first. The one's correct. March. December.
Nice. Alright. Alright guys, so for the next category, we're gonna make you all decide which sports you like again without talking, find your groups.
What is your favorite sport? You can't say anything.
No words, people. Come on.
Does swimming count as a sport? Like computer games, does computer games count as a sport? Sport?
Okay, computer games is now a sport. Just in case. Boy, no talking.
We're gonna give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is everyone in their groups? Okay, actually, why don't we start from over there this time?
Alright. We'll start way in the back because I know it's hiding. Come on.
I know you guys have a favorite sport, and you guys are in the same group for that sport.
Oh wow.
Okay, this time you're not allowed to shout it out, but you have to do the action. So, this group.
Action.
stay there. I know it. I know it.
Don't lie.
Your face is like guilty. Okay. Swimming. Nice.
You guys are like,
Partying? This is a Christian conference. What is it? Dancing. What about you guys over there? Oh, okay, we got that. All is life. So thank you guys for participating in our games. I hope you had fun. And why don't we just all go back to our seats and we'll wait on the next. Oh, hey guys, welcome to our first ever Transformations Youth Conference. I'm Amanda.
I'm Keith, and we're glad that you guys are being here today.
We're Calvary Church, a church that exists across multiple locations here in Hong Kong.
Me and Amanda are part of the Young Adults Church, and we meet every 5 p.m. on a Saturday in TFC. Gravitate, which is also on TFC on Friday at 5 p.m.
We also got altitude, which is on Tong, which happens on Fridays as well. Gravitate and Discovery Bay, as well as Moon. So our mission statement is ARM, which is to give adoration to God,
Building relationships with one another and to Christ,
building up ministries through evangelism.
and equipping them through discipleship.
So if you need any more information, just feel free to come talk to one of us. We're here to win.
Build, send.
So are you guys ready for worship? If you are, I want you guys to stand up and come back into the center, because we're going to have an amazing time of worship right now. I know that for a lot of you guys here, you guys came because your friends invited you to, or you came because you thought you were going to have a good time. But what I want to declare today is that God is not finished with you. Right now, He wants to do a new work in your life unlike ever before. And right now, as we prepare our hearts for worship, I just want you to lift your hands up. If you're comfortable with that, we're going to pray over the worship. We're going to pray over the service right now. Now, if we lift our hands up, God, we just ask you, God, that your presence, God, would fall in our midst today. God, I just pray that you would begin to open up our eyes, our ears, our hearts, and our minds, God, to see you, God, in a new light unlike ever before. I pray, God, that just like what this conference, God, stands for, that we would become changed and transformed from the inside out, so that we would begin impacting nations, God, around us. We would begin impacting, God, our friends, God, the people around us. That, God, we will not be, God, the same person, God, that we came in. But when we leave this room, God, you are going to be glorified in our midst. So, Father, we just praise you, we exalt you, we give you all the glory, we give you all the honor, because we know that you are here with us today. And we just thank you and praise you, God, that we could have been anywhere else. We could have been out hanging out with our friends. You know, we could have stayed at home doing our homework, or maybe playing video games, or just partying. But Father, we chose to be here today. And that's an indication, God, of our heart's desire for you. So Lord, we ask you, God, for more of your presence in this place. We ask you, God, for more of you, oh God, more of what you want to do in our lives. Show us, oh God, your plans, oh God, and your desires for us. And I just pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Why don't we have the adults come up too, if you're comfortable with that? You guys stand up. You guys come. Make some noise!
press this, right? And then just record it again. I just want to listen to what they're saying. I don't know what's going on. Technical speaking. In case there's something going on, we should know about. We should be aware. I don't really understand. Hey, AJ, hey. Make AJ.
For God so loved the world. Yes, at first. I hear that every Sunday. Thought I had this Christian thing figured out okay. I said the right things, did the right things. But I didn't think that I was missing anything. I wasn't the type to rebel. A good girl, you see. Not like that woman at the well. Life was, pretty good. Until I fell. It wasn't Jesus I was following. I was just following the rules. And the rules were what bound me. Blinded by my own lies, I couldn't see the light. Thought all along what I've been doing was right. I was that woman at the well, always wanting, needing, thirsting, but never satisfied. I needed that water, the water only Jesus can give. That is the only way I'll really learn how to truly live. I obeyed, but didn't love Him. I was saved, but wasn't changed. Who am I? And who are you, Jesus? Living in an illusion, my mind ended up in confusion. But then, you opened my eyes, and I saw you. For the first time, I truly saw you, Jesus. What I thought I suffered alone, you carried it all along. You were beaten so I could be whole, whipped so I could be healed. I knelt before you overwhelmed. For God so loved the world. How clearly I see it now. I entered by faith into this love relationship with you. By faith, I know I'm cleansed, have peace with you, not by anything good I do. It's because of what you did, Jesus, that I am free. Yes, free indeed. I don't deserve this. The opposite, rather. Your grace rescues me, changes me. The lies binding me died with you. You rose to new life, raising me with you. My chains are gone. I've been set free. Your
Okay? You okay?
It starts with I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. Always I just trying to explain in due time. Oh, I know time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock ticks right away. It's so unreal. You didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on. Didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. Now the time is trying to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property. Remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. Kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I put my trust in you. Pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I've put my trust in you. Pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
I tried so hard. I've gone so far. In the end, it doesn't really matter. I've tried so hard. I've gone so far. In the end, it doesn't really matter. This is from the song Linkin Park. You study hard, you work hard, you please the people you love, you listen to whatever they say. You try and try and try. At the end of the day, you're just not satisfied. Because you're just pleasing the people around you. You try so hard, you've gone so far. In the end, it doesn't really matter. What would you gain if you own the whole world but destroy yourself or waste your life? Words of Jesus. It's from the book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 25. Let me read that again. What would you gain if you own the whole world? Not own your situation, but own the whole world, but you destroy yourself or waste your life. The words of Jesus, Luke 9:25. We live in a place that's called Hong Kong, which is a place where if you want money, this is where you come to. If you want the best looking cars, do you know that Hong Kong is one of the largest amount of Teslas around, right? Hong Kong used to be per capita, has the most Rolls Royce around the world. So if you want to be rich, this is the place to be. Not New York, but Hong Kong. You try so hard, you've gone so far, at the end of the day, you're still not going to be satisfied. That's what the world tells you. This is a code for someone. You're constantly trying to prove yourself even after you've made it. Chester Bennington, age 41. For those who might know who this guy is, for those who do not know, he was one of the singers from Linkin Park, age 41. You're constantly trying to prove yourself. Prove yourself, even after you have made it. This is what the world tells you. You have to prove yourself because you will never be satisfied. Do you know why you're not satisfied? Do you know why people in Hong Kong are not satisfied? You see, nowadays days, a small flat in Hong Kong, 400 square feet, you have to pay a good $8 to $9 million for 400 square feet because everyone is not satisfied. We are not satisfied in Hong Kong is because you have not found your purpose. If you don't have a purpose, the world will define your purpose. The world will define your purpose. The world will tell you you're not good enough. The world will tell you that true love is overrated. The world will tell you that you need a lot of likes on your Facebook. And you need a lot of friends, but not real life friends, but social media friends. You can have 1,000, who has more than 1,000 social media friends? There you go, Pastor Neil at the back, yeah. Whoa. You try so hard, you've gone so far, at the end of the day, you're still not satisfied because you need 1,000 people not only be your friend, but to like what you post. Then at the same time, you need them to also follow you. Whatever you post, whatever picture you have, because what we see from other people is the highlights. But when you look at the highlights, you see, oh my goodness. When you look around you, wow, I see the backlight of my life. The thief purpose is to steal, kill, and destroy. My purpose, this says Jesus, my purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life. Because if you don't find your purpose, you will let the world define your purpose. The world will steal your purpose. How do the world steal your purpose? It will start with, it will steal who you are. If you're a boy, the world will tell you, you may not be a boy. Next thing they'll tell you, if you're a girl, you may not be a girl. You are actually in between. But God says that I have made you perfect. I have made you who I want you to be. If you don't know who you are, the world will also tell you. The world will steal your time. The world will steal your time by spending your time on YouTube. All of us know that, right? You study for 10 minutes and you say, oh man, I'm so tired. I deserve a break. Okay, I'm just going to go 5 minutes on YouTube. Next thing you know, bam, 2 hours. You're on YouTube for 2 hours. The world will steal your dreams when you're young. When you're a little boy, you say, I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a pilot. Or different things, and your parents say, good, be that. Or when you're a girl, you say, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a pilot. And these different things, good. But then the world comes and steals it away. The world tells you you're not good enough to be any one of this because you don't look good. Because you're not good enough. Not forgetting the world will also steal your money. That's what the world does. How many of you have been looking at the iPhone X? Aha! iPhone X! Right? iPhone X stands for iPhone expensive. Right? That's what it stands for. Okay? It will steal your world. It will steal your money because you have iPhone 7, not good enough. iPhone 8, the next thing is iPhone X, and then you will have a real X is because your phone is stolen. Then really you won't have anything. And then they'll tell you today you're not cool enough. Your fashion. I was thinking of coming out with all the torn jeans, look cool because I'm a youth pastor. Okay? But it's too expensive. That's why I just wore my normal jeans. Alright? I wanted to wear the long t-shirt, with the hat. Yeah, that would really, but I don't want the world to steal my money. After stealing your money, next thing the world will do is the world will kill you. It will guarantee that it wants to kill you. It will kill your self-esteem because you don't have 1,000 followers like Pastor Neil. It will kill you. Because when you WhatsApp someone, your friend did not answer straight away. Or your friend answered you by, when you look at it, typing, stop. Typing, stop. How many of you can identify? I can identify that, right? You see them typing, stop, and next thing you know, they went offline. That tells you, it steals your self-esteem. Alright? And next thing what they will kill you, it will kill your relationship. It will kill the way how you look at the opposite gender. Because of all the porn sign. Yes, I just say the word porn in church. Yes, porn sign. Because it will tell you that when you look at an opposite gender, you don't look at them with respect. You look at them like how the world wants them to look at them. So a boy doesn't know how to go and talk to a girl anymore. A boy doesn't know how to go and say, actually, I like you, can we go out for coffee? They don't do that anymore. A boy doesn't know how to, when you walk on the street, stand on the outside of the street. Or when it's raining, try to cover, put an umbrella for you. Because it has killed what a guy was made to be a protector. And a girl, you're always never good enough. When you look at all the billboards, look at all the supermodel. One of them is my wife, my supermodel wife. She's just sitting, there you go, yeah. Now everybody's looking at her. She is beautifully and wonderfully made. The world tells you, girls, you're not good enough because your hair is not long enough. Or when it's too long, your hair needs to be a bit shorter. Your t-shirt is too long, get it a bit shorter. Doesn't matter. Okay? So that's what the world tells you. So it kills you. And after the world kills you, the world will make sure that it destroys you. Not only will it steal everything that you have, because that's what the world does. It will kill you from the inside out, and then it will destroy you. It will destroy you with depression. It will destroy you with pressures of life. It will destroy you with medication. It will destroy you with addictions. That's what the world wants to do to you, young people, young adult, whoever that is listening today. So why do we still put our trust in it? Why do we still put our trust in the world? The song goes, I put my trust in you. I push as far as I can go. Words from Linkin Park. It's not a person, it's a band. Why do we put our trust in it? Why do we over and over again, iPhone 6, oh, so expensive. When iPhone 7 come out, oh, I still have to get it. When iPhone 7 iPhone 8 comes out, so expensive. You will still get it. I bet you someone here is definitely going to get the iPhone expensive. Right? Why do we still put our trust in it? Why do we constantly go back to our woman? If you are in a situation today like mine, you put all your trust in studying because you need a good career. You put all your trust in your future. You put all your trust in your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Oh, because he's the one or she's the one. I'm going to give my life to this person. You put your trust on your friends because you don't want to disappoint your friends. Because you are one of the people that when you text, you're waiting for them to text back. And so when your friend texts you, you quickly answer them. Doesn't matter what time. Okay? You're one of them. You put all your trust in them. But you are still never satisfied. You are never satisfied. Before I go on, as parents here and caregiver right here, I just want to do a disclaimer. This message is not intended to strain relationships between parents and children and loved ones, okay? I'm not here to strain relationship. I'm not here to tell your kids not to study. I'm not here to tell your kids don't listen to you. But I'm here to tell your kids that they are made for a bigger purpose. You are made for a bigger purpose. The thief's purpose is to steal, kill, and destroy. My purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying, not only rich, and satisfying life. This words of Jesus, John 10:10. Then Jesus, then it goes on, another verse says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declared the Lord. Plans to prosper you." How many of you want to be prosperous? Plans to prosper you and not for harm. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Because when you put your trust in Jesus, things start to change. Because when you put your trust in Jesus, you have a purpose. If not, the world will define your purpose. And the world's definition of purpose is very simple. Steal, kill, destroy. That is why we have war in the world, people. That's why we have famine. And some parts of the world are so rich, and yet they're still not satisfied. So today, you will find your purpose through Christ. This means that anyone belongs in Christ becomes a new person. It says, the old life has gone, a new has begun. So today, if you find your purpose, that is, you will have that new life. And your old has gone. That is, from today onwards, your old life will be gone. Which means, you are transformed. You are transformed. I like this version. This is from the Message Bible. It says, don't become so well adjusted to your culture. Makes sense. That you fit into it without even thinking. Let me read that again. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention in God. So many times your friend asks you to do something. Okay, I'll do it. But I'm glad to see so many of you. But and as you see the worship band and the drama, was that really good or what? What do you think? That was really good, right? Right? Do you know they invited more than this amount of people? That's how epic it was that someone just fell. Whoa! It's like they invited more than me. Yeah, that's what they did. They invited more people. And when they invite them, they saw the same thing. Typing, stop. Typing, stop. Went offline. Unfriend. But you know why you are here? It's because they knew their purpose. Every single young person that invited you here, because they knew their purpose. Because they know that when they're in Christ, they are a new creation. And because they know that, it says here, that you fit into without even thinking. So the thought, first thing you do, if you want to transform, is transform your thinking. Transform your thoughts. You have to change your thoughts. It goes on by saying, you will be changed from the inside out. But the world teaches you to change from the outside in. Because you know what they have in the world? It's called super makeover. Have you heard of that? Or what kind of makeover? It's called right? Have you guys watched any? Don't act as if you don't know. Extreme makeover. Thank you, Shirley. Ron. Extreme makeover. Right? And extreme makeover, what did they do? They will send you to a salon, say they have spa for a day, do up your hair, give you new clothes, and you come up, Actually, the whole family knows that. You see all the family, they all happy and crying, but deep inside they know, they're crying actually because the credit card bill is a lot. Of course they're crying, I'll be crying too. I'm not crying for the extreme makeover from the outside, because when this person goes back to bed, it will be the same person. But you see, when God wants to change you, He wants to change you from the inside out. So first thing, if you want to be transformed, is you have to transform your thoughts. You transform your thoughts. You have a choice today, young people, young adult, and everybody. You have a choice. To let the world define your purpose, or to receive the purpose that you were made for. Let me rewind that. You have a choice. You have a choice, people. You have a choice today to let the world define your purpose, or receive the purpose that you were made for. You were made for a purpose, every single one of you. You were one in almost 7 billion people. You were perfectly and wonderfully made. That's what God says about you. Don't let the world steal your dreams. Don't let the world kill your self-esteem. I'm not a rapper, okay? I was about to go into a rap. Don't let the world steal your dreams. Don't let the world kill your self-esteem. And at last, don't let the world tell you that you have a problem. You have depression. You have an addiction. You have a medication problem. Don't let the world define you. So you have a choice. So what is your choice today? What is your choice? To be depressed? To be pressured like the drama? To be addicted? Or even to be suicidal? I might be speaking to a few people right now. Or to receive the purpose that God has made you for. Is to have a hope and a purpose. To be transformed with your thinking. To be transformed, because when you think, when your thought is transformed, you start to speak life. Then rather saying that I'm not good enough, right now your words become, I can do all things to Christ. And when you transform your words, you will transform your destiny. That's why you're here today, is because you have a bunch of friends that love you. Because they know their purpose in Christ. They know their purpose that they have been given when the day they were born. There's a saying, some of you might have read this in the Facebook too. They say depression does not have a face. Have you heard that? Depression doesn't have a face. But healing and salvation has a name. His name is Jesus. His name is Jesus. If you are here today and you need that healing, that help, if you're depressed, if you're in some sort of depression, if you feel that your whole life is crumbling around you because of pressures of life, if you even feel like, I might as well die, because it doesn't really matter. Today, salvation and healing has a name. His name is Jesus. His name is Jesus. I want us to look at this slide. It's called the end of the show. Click to exit. Was missing. If you don't receive Christ, your life is just going to be a black piece of paper, I guess. So today, everyone that's here, should we all just bow our head in this place? Let's bow our heads. We've been watching The Mind, which this is a song that all of us know, the end song. And it talks about the pleasures of life. It says, I try so hard, I've gone so far, and it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter when you do not find your purpose. Today, let me tell you this again. You will never find your purpose because you won't be able to find it because you were made for a purpose. And Jesus was the one that made you for a purpose. With all head bowed, all eyes closed. If you want to receive Jesus, it starts with transforming your thoughts. It says, whoever that is in Christ is a new creation. The old has gone, the new has come. So today, if you receive Jesus in your heart, you are a new creation. Your transformation begins today. Your transformations begins today. So with all head bowed, all eyes closed, if anyone here would like to receive Jesus in your heart, just put up your hands and come to the front. We have our prayer warriors standing out here ready to pray for you. Don't be ashamed because you're not alone. When I spoke this, when I was sharing this to you, I believe all of you know what I was talking about. If you'd like to receive Jesus, just come to the front so we can pray for you right now. Thank you, Lord. If you're a believer, start praying. You might have received Jesus in your heart, but right now you say, I'm so far away from you, God. So right now I'm also talking to believers. If you want that transformation, you transform your thoughts, because your thoughts will become your words will become your destiny. If anyone wants to be prayed for, just come to the front. Thank you. Just come to the front. I want all believers to start praying. Thank you. Just come to the front so that we can pray for you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Father, we just come before you right now. How about all of us just pray this prayer out loud together? This salvation prayer out loud together. Everyone just say, Jesus, I am a sinner. I need a Savior. Come into my life. Wash me clean so that I can live for you. You made me for a purpose. You made me for a purpose. Today I come to you and give you my life. My life is yours. I devote it to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. God, we thank you, God, for today. I believe right now, there's some of you, God is speaking to you. I know that. If you still want to be prayed for, just come to the front so that we can pray for you. We can pray for you. We can have our prayer warriors are ready to pray for you. Just come to the front. We thank you, Lord. We give you glory and honor, Lord. Oh God, we thank you. We exalt your name. Stop praying for the people in the front. Thank you, Lord.
we're going to be inviting some very, very special people up on stage, and some of them are even your friends. So as they come up, slowly by slowly, if you see your friend on the stage, I want you to scream, I want you to shout, I want you to encourage them unlike ever before. So why don't we just welcome them up right now? Okay, I don't think they heard you, so you gotta do it another time. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So as you guys know, the theme of our conference is transformation. And just like what Pastor Raymond talked about earlier on, it's all about transforming ourselves from the inside out so that we can go on to impact and touch the people around us. And so every single person that's up on stage here right now, they've got a story to tell. You know, some of them have been here in Gravitate and in church for a very long time now, but some of them have only started coming in the past 1 or 2 years. But in each and every single one of them, we've seen something special and so amazing. So today we just want to, sit down and to listen to what they have to tell us. What has God changed and transformed in their lives? Thank you for the chair. Okay, so do any of you see your friends up here on stage? I don't know if that makes them like more nervous or just encourage them to do it. Picking on is Carlos over here. So if you know Carlos, I want you to scream, I want you to shout. He's getting all shy, he's getting all shy.
Yeah, I probably with my mom before you.
So proud, so proud. Okay, so Carlos, so I know that you've been going to church for a long time, and you've been going to Gravitate for a while now, right?
5 years, almost 6 years.
5 years, but we've seen a transformation in this guy's life. Because back then, I'll let him talk about it a little bit more, but he's just become a completely different person right now. So I want to turn the mic over to you, and I just want to ask you, how has God changed and transformed your life in the past year? And yeah, how has God transformed your life, and how is Gravitate, being a part of Gravitate, which is our youth church that happens every Friday, 5 p.m. in TSC, Jordan. If you don't go there already, you better go. So how has Gravitate contributed to just your growth in God?
Well, first of all, I want to start off by saying thank you all for being here today. So we can give yourself a round of applause. Second world here.
Hello.
Oh, hi. So, I've been going to Gravitate since, about 5 years, and I wasn't very outgoing before. I was very, I wasn't the talkative kind of person, and I wasn't the most outgoing when I first came. So now I feel because of that, it's because of the friendships that I've formed here and the people that I've gotten to know more over the past 5 years and that I've brought over to Gravitate. Thank you, Ron and Shirley. So I think because of the friendships that I've formed, the godly relationships that I've formed, that's very different to the friendships I have in school. So I think that's that was a really big change for me to help me step out of my life and to make me the more kind of outgoing person that I am.
So as you can see, Carlos was on the drums, right? Just now, and he was awesome. I mean, back then it was very difficult for him to get him to do anything or to take up responsibility. But right now, he's just stepping up. He's leading games, doing offering, doing worship. That's just incredible, you know, and that transformation can only come from God. So let's give it up. Do you have anything else you want to add, or anything you want to talk about, or?
No, I think it's just mostly the friendships that I formed that's use that as a base for me, like step up. And because of the people that I've known, they've encouraged me to step out to do things like offering games, and the fact that I'm over here helping with worship really helped me to grow even more.
That's awesome. So, you know, get plugged in, gravitate 5 p.m. GST join, so you can become like Carlos, just become as cool as Carlos. Okay, we're gonna pass the mic on.
Wait, Mom, stop recording.
She can record if she wants to. Okay, next person I'm gonna pass on to is gonna be Akshay. I'm gonna pick on you. Just bask in that love, you know, bask in the amount of friends you have. Okay, so for Akshay, I know that you're in uni right now, and then you're in your 4th year. How many people here are in university? Or, you know, if you're in your final year, your 1st year, who here is feeling the stress, just the pressure of uni life on your life right now? Yeah? I feel that all the time because I'm in my 4th year. So Akshay, my question to you is, so with all the stress and all the pressure that you have at school, you know, how has your walk with God and how has being a part of Oasis, which is our young adults church, Saturdays 5 p.m., how has that helped you just to overcome those struggles and those challenges?
Well, just a bit of background. I mean, I did an associate degree to begin with. I was in Hong Kong Baptist University as part of the College of International Education. I'm studying psychology at the moment, and did my AD for 2 years, and I eventually articulated to City University in my 3rd year. Now, there was a huge difference between these two environments. The first one was really close, it was really small. I pretty much knew almost everyone in the classroom. I knew all my lecturers. We had a connection, right? We had all these things pretty much going for us. I went to CityU and the environment was completely different. It was really large. It was really big. There were so many more people out there, and it just felt less personal. It felt a lot more like, well, you can say machine almost. It's just like people coming, people going, you know. I used to have this group of friends that I used to hang out with in my 1st year of uni here at CityU. They were fairly close to me. We used to like go out together. We used to do projects. We used to be pretty tight. Alright, and then I came in like the 1st semester of my 4th year, and I just found that things weren't quite the same anymore. It just seemed like as if the connection that we once had just simply wasn't there, and that just caused me like a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress within myself. I started to just, you know, think a lot about this. But through all these struggles, all these things that I had to go through university, and my faith in God really just gave me a sense of stability. And I've always had rejection as an issue in my life. It's always just been there. Even as a child, I was a missing household, you know, left and right. And as a result, I was given this label. I was given this label of just, you know, not good enough. I was given this label of inadequate, and that stuck with me throughout my life. But the moment I accepted God, the moment that God came into my life, these things changed, and God gave me a new label. He gave me a new name. He gave me
Amen.
And I really found that acceptance within my heart of God, because God never forsakes. He never lets us go. And I believe that it is really just the power of God that has kept me going throughout these days. Even during the times I felt like giving up, God has always just put me on my feet and just kept me going, because His love is what is what guided me, kept me filling up my heart all the way throughout. And my relationship with Oasis really just gave me a sense of stability as well, a sense of, a place where I can actually connect, with my faith and all that, a place where my faith can also grow as well. And even the cross, the symbol that we so have in Christianity, it has two components, right? There's a vertical component, there's a horizontal component. Now, I believe the vertical component is the relationship with God. The horizontal component is the relationship with one another, the connections I have in Oasis, the connections I have in Gravitate, with everyone, with the church, the community. And really, all these things together just helped me to have a life that was whole. I just felt all these different aspects within my life. So, yeah, I just thank God that He brought me through these things. And I'm in this place right now is because of God's grace.
Just tied into what Pastor Raven was saying, that when we become a new creation in Christ, we no longer have to accept the labels that society places on us. If other people think that we're worthless, we're useless, we no longer have to regard those labels anymore, because in Christ we have been made new. And that's just amazing. So thank you, Akshay. Thank you, Akshay. Thank you so much, so well. Okay, next up we got Kayla. Anyone's friends? Really? I thought they actually knew her. They were screaming and shouting for her. Anyways, so Kayla is awesome because she just started coming to Gravitate and Oasis maybe a couple of years ago. And what makes her different from the rest of us is that for a lot of us here, we grew up in Christian homes. So our parents played a part in sort of dragging us to church. But with Kayla, the most incredible thing is that in the past couple of years, she's been going to church by herself. And she's been bringing her younger brother along as well. And she does this without her parents going, without anyone telling her to. And so I just want you to share, Kayla, how has God changed and transformed your life? By being a part of church, by being a part of Gravitate, how has your walk with God changed you?
I was in a Christian family, but we never really went to church. We did when we felt like it, or like it was convenient for us, and I went half-heartedly. Every other weekend we would go to church. So I started because one of my family friends, Chuki, started going. So I decided to go along. Before going to Gravitate, I went to church, every other Sunday, half-heartedly. And at school, I just remember having the most strong priorities in life. I didn't really care about school. I just wanted to fit in, be popular. But I remember the first time I went to Gravitate, when there was a lot of people around, I remember me and Shanae, we were gossiping in the back because we thought it looked cool. And then during service, Raymond and Sue were really welcoming, and I was honestly really shocked at that because most people aren't like that, and they treated me as if I was there in Gravitate since the beginning. I made a lot of new friends who are so nice and so different to the people at school. Everyone I Gravitate was very different and had different priorities, so I kind of latched on to them. The people at Gravitate, they kind of made me more grounded. I feel like the people here, they kind of reflect onto me, they help me change my morals, and so I never feel pressured or feel like I should be doing something that isn't correct. And I feel like these types of friendships are really important as they give you a sense of stability and you're grounded, and it really helps with your relationship with God, because instead of feeling so alone and like no one else feels the same way as you, like so many people around you are like feeling the same way, so you don't feel like this is weird. Yeah.
That's awesome. So how has God transformed you then? Like, how are you different because of the relationships that you formed here at Gravitate? And I'm just going to church.
Since going to Gravitate and like learning more about God and His plan, I realized that everything happens and works in God's way. So, like we are put through hard situations just to make us stronger and wiser. This happens in like so many instances, like maybe through family issues or maybe family issues, or like even simple things like you can't like eat something because it's like out of stock, or, like it's unhealthy, so like you shouldn't eat it. Yeah. So like when another door closes,
vegan.
no, I'm not vegan. I'm not vegetarian.
It's an inside joke. I'm sorry about that. Like, it's an inside joke. Like, come to Gravitate to find out.
Yeah. So when another door, like when one door closes, another door opens. Like, yeah. And I remember every summer before going to school, I would be so. Before going to school, I would feel like so scared, as if like when I go to school, like I won't know anything and I'll have to stay back a year because I'm like dumb. But like that never happened. But please, that never happened. But like since going to Gravitate, I've been like looking more forward to school, and like I'm not as stressed and all of that. Like I constantly remind myself that God will lead me through everything, and whatever happens, it's in His plan. So I'm so much more calm and not like so angry at all the things that happen to me sometimes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Taylor. Okay, so we've just been sitting for a very long time, so why don't we just all stand up for a little bit? Let's just all stretch out, just shake it out. If you want to give your neighbor a massage or something, go ahead, do that. Relax a little bit.
Give you a massage. Expensive, bro. That's enough, bro.
Okay, now turn to your neighbor and ask them, are you having fun? Because I know I am. Of course! Of course I'm having fun. What do you think, Ben? What do you think, Benji? Okay, let's all sit down. We're going to go straight into our next person, which is Michelle over here. I know that Michelle brought friends. I know that Michelle has friends over here. Okay, so as you all know, I don't think you guys know what it is. Okay, so Michelle just graduated from Gravitate, and she's now attending Oasis. So I know that coming from, an international school, just transitioning into, I guess, like the public school system and going to a local university can be something that's really difficult. So would you just like to share to us, maybe some of the struggles that you face coming in, and how has your walk with God helped you with that?
Okay, so I'm Michelle, yeah. So I study at the Chinese University of Hong Kong now. So yeah, I'm sure that's a local university, but that was not how I was prepared or what I planned for. So I used to study at Island School, which is an international school in Hong Kong for high school, and so as everyone goes through their life there, I was really comfortable with my friends and who I was surrounded with. Because it's a much more Western culture, I feel like it was what I was used to. I was never really weary about school or dreaded going to school or anything like that. So when university applications rolled around, I applied to mostly schools in England and a few in Hong Kong for like safety reasons. But so I was prepared to go to university in England, where I was accepted into some of the universities there. And I guess one of them was like my dream school, where I really was prepared and wanted to go. But later on, when time was passing by, my parents preferred me to stay in Hong Kong, so I basically like agreed as well. So I wasn't really prepared to be studying in a local school for university. So when I ended up going into my first week of school, it was really difficult because I was one of 3 people who were not Chinese in my entire class, and I would say it was definitely a big culture change, which really affected me in my head, because I also felt really lonely, and like I didn't really have the opportunity to make many friends, which is difficult because I was used to having a group of friends that I could always talk to. And also I live on campus, so it would be really difficult to like eat lunch or dinner alone because there wasn't really anyone there. But because of this situation, I was able to grow closer to God, because I would, in my loneliness, I would read the Bible more, and I would play worship music in the background when my thoughts were like getting out of control. And also recently, when I started attending Oasis, there was a message of not being cowardly in the name of God. So I actually started looking around for a Christian group on campus, and I was able to find one, which I really look forward to attending every week, just to really get closer to God as well. So even in my loneliness, I've been able to learn to trust in God in my situation. And if anyone else is going through what I am, or I've been going through, or you think maybe that will be you in a few years when you start university in Hong Kong, I just encourage you to spend time with God and trust in Him, because when you trust in Him and not dwell in the situation and the way you think things are going, your life will really turn around.
Amen.
So thank you.
So I actually had Michelle change her script about like a night before, well, 2 nights ago. So, I mean, in her original testimony, she was talking about how in high school it was really difficult for her to sort of share her faith and just be a Christian openly. But now that she's in university and, you know, her walk with God has just grown so much, she's been able to attend Bible studies and fellowships and just be who she is, and that's very important. So, we're a little pressed for time, but we're gonna go straight into Shirley. And Shirley's someone that I love and just cherish so much, because I get to pray with her almost every week, and sometimes like multiple times a week, just because, you know, prayer is very important in school life. And so I've seen this tremendous growth in her. So I want you to just talk about your testimony.
So my mom believes in Taoism, and so our family will practice the ritual at times. But I first learned about Christ around the age of 10, and every time I hear the stories of Jesus, I get really fascinated. But those are kind of fantasies to me at first, until I went into secondary and realized how much he's impacted my life. So throughout my secondary years, I was known as a bored introvert who's always shy and quiet. So I was invisible and had no friends for around 2 years. And that really affected my self-esteem, that I locked myself in the room and just cry at night. And in school, I tried to fit in so much that I cared about the social norms, what you wear, how you look, and how you act, that I turned into a fake extrovert and completely opposite of who I actually am. And until Carlos and Ron invited me to gravitate, and when I finally accepted Christ, everything changed for me in school, and just as a person. And gravitate, I felt accepted, and I was really comfortable myself, and just learned how to love myself without anyone liking me or like accepting me in school. And I made some strong friendships in gravitate that people I pray with at night whenever I go through hard times or just stress. And we would cry out to God together, and every time after we pray, I'll always feel calm. And recently I've been facing a little friendship issue again that I'm not accepted before, and that I've lost quite a few close friends. This time I'm not as affected because I can feel God's presence whenever I'm struggling. And every time I pray, I know He will take all my worries away and replace it with peace. So it really calms me down listening to worship songs, meditating on His words, and just focusing on Him. Because I know that He's always there for me, and that I don't live to please others, but Him. And so
Let's give her a round. I mean, and this is what church is all about, right? It's a platform where we can be real, where we can be ourselves, to talk about the things that we're actually going through, because it doesn't matter. No one's here to judge you, and that's beautiful. So, Angel.
Single parent all my life. I was a Christian, but I never really knew who Jesus was. I felt the Bible was quite boring, and it gave me the impression that God was always angry, and no matter what I did, he was just upset, and I sinned or I did something wrong. I felt that He was so far away, and He was just far away. He's mad at me every time I sin. That's what I felt before. And then during my teenage years, I wanted excitement. I wanted something real. I wanted parties, friends, drinks, and relationships. And those were my scenes in my teenage years. And I was so scared of stopping all this chase because deep down inside I knew I was empty. I knew I was empty. A few years later, I remember, and I'll never forget this, in our youth camp, I had a vision where God told me that He'll never leave me. He'll never leave me nor forsake me. It shook me a little, but I still had only one foot in and one foot out of the party scene, because I thought even in my relationship, my man gave me security, gave me love. That's what I thought. And then I chose him. I chose my man because I thought he gave me all that. And one thing about a girl that came from a broken relationship, from a broken family, is when we give it all to try to get to try to fill those empty cups that we never received when we were young. So we give it all, we give it our best, we give a lot of love, and you don't get it back in return, or it's what you thought before, but it's not really. So eventually my last breakup led me down to the pit. I was depressed and anxious, and I had to go for counseling. I remember church was always promoting their prayer meeting every Tuesday. Every Tuesday prayer meeting, guys.
Shameless plug-in. Shameless, sorry.
Alright, so that was when it was a turning point for my life. I had to give up everything. I had to give up all my friends. I even deactivated from Facebook. You all know it's so hard to do that, but that's what I did. And I remember our youth pastor. He said, just leave everything what you learned about Jesus and rediscover him again. Get to know from the basics, from scratch. Forget what you learned in church. Forget what you read about him in the Bible. Just discover him again. It was the most beautiful discovery. Thank you, Raymond. So that was when I had to sanctify myself. I was alone. I had not many Christian friends. I had, but not many. I wasn't close. And then God provided a Christian friend who showed me the simplicity of the relationship with God. It's really so simple. It's like if you're reading a book, God just wants to sit there and read with you. That's it. It's really easy. And so this was the relationship with God I couldn't get out of. It was too beautiful. I couldn't get out. And most importantly, I know that His love for me never changed. This doesn't guarantee that my life will not get tough. I still get anxious at times. But I know He's there for me. He's fighting. He's given me faith bigger than my fears and love that vanishes fears away. So that was the love I was looking for. I One Direction.
I'm honestly just so blown away at everything that you guys have said. I mean, you guys couldn't have said it any better. So thank you, because I know that it takes courage and it takes guts to be up here. So thank you. Thank you for everything, all the effort that you guys have placed into being here. So let's all respect this today. When you go down, you know, if you see them, you want to give them a hug, you know, just to comfort them, console them, and do that. Do that.
to the mind, the worship team. Can you give them a great big hand today? You know, a lot of things go behind the scenes, what we see today. A lot of prayer that's been going on. A lot of been praying, and different ones have been doing different things. And we want to give you a big shout out. Thank you. And come on, shout, somebody say shout thank you in this place. I'm telling everybody, thank you. Yes, thank you. We want to thank Pastors Raymond and Sue for the amazing job that they have done. Come on. And as they pastor the Oasis and the Young Adults Church and the Gravitate, the Youth Church, and a number of you are part of that. And also want to give a shout out to Rio and Peter. They're somewhere in the background now. They're leading the Altitude. It's also a youth church. If you're somewhere, if you live around the Little Trumpet area, that's how you're welcome to join. Also every Friday nights. That goes on too, and we can give you more information on all these different amazing places. See, we are so grateful to you for being with us today. We're so grateful that you have taken time to come, and at the invitation of your friends, and we are so thankful to you about that. But today is not just about putting up a show for you guys, and it's more than that. It's about life. Just a few moments ago, you heard the wonderful, amazing stories about real stories about 6 or so young people right here about real pain, real disappointments, and real struggle in life. And you didn't fake it, you know that. And it was real, and there's many other things you can identify with it. Today, I've come here to share with you that no matter what you're going through in your life, there is hope for you in Jesus. There's hope for you, and only Jesus can bring that hope for you. My dear friends, I want to share something with you today. I know pretty much all of you are in social media in some capacity. I'm into, but maybe as not many platforms as you are on. But one thing about what it does is there's a lot of good about it. It connects friends. We can talk about some great events. It talks about all the funny stuff that goes on and share memories, and all that is great. But something that social media does to you and to me, and that nobody else knows, and just like Shirley was trying to say, she's trying to portray somebody on the outside, but she deep down in the heart, she was not. She said she was faking it. See, when you post a photograph in Instagram or in any social media, how many of you know you post the best pictures? Hey, come on. Come on, talk to me here. Come on. It can be a funny one. Okay, you take a group picture, right? And you are in it. Who's the first person you look at in the photograph? You, that's right. It doesn't matter how everybody else looks like. As long as you look good, that's what matters. And somebody else says, hey, I don't look good. I don't care. I look good, and it's going to go online. I'm going to post it. Come on, isn't it right? And have you met people where they have all these, they post stuff on the social media? It's like they're having fun, and they're doing this, and they're doing that, and they're going out this part of the world, and always it's on the high. And you look at their life, and you say, wow, how come they can live a life in that such a high level? I mean, there's always excitement, there's always fun, they're always having some great things going on in their life. They're in that concert or doing something great, or something amazing is taking place in their life. And you look at yourself and you say, what in the world am I doing? Have you ever seen that in the social media of your friends? Everything is going great. Everything is great. Everything is great. There's nothing wrong. You don't see them in their lows. You don't see them in their down. You don't see them anywhere like that. And you wonder, and you are down, and you say, how come my life, I'm at a low right now? See, that's the lie and the deception of the social media. And social media, and that's, like I said, nothing wrong in itself, but how we use it. And what the world does today is it tells you this is life is all about. And nobody tells you that they are crying like Shirley. Nobody tells like the way Angel was talking about what she was searching for, a relationship or somewhere where she can connect with somebody and have the peace and have that excitement in her life and trying to connect with all the wrong things. That's not what we see, isn't that right? It's a lie. Because we don't tell how we actually feel on our social media. You know, when you feel down and out, when you feel so disappointed, when you're so discouraged about life, when you're ready to give up on things, you don't post them on Instagram. You don't put you don't put on your social media. You don't do that. But you wonder, how come the other guy, how come that girl, how come my classmate, how come my friend, you know, everything's always a party, they're always having fun, everything is great. The truth of the matter is, my dear friends, everything is not great. Truth of the matter is, everything is not great. It looks great. They're always on the high, they always have high energy, but deep down, you do not know what goes on. And many of them do live a life of hell. It's all hell at home. It's all hell in life, but nobody knows. But I want you to know something today. I want you to know something today. You don't need a faith today. There's a story in the Bible about this young man. Probably about some of your age, or maybe slightly older than you if you're a teenager. And this young man, he woke up one morning, and this young man said, "Hey Dad, I think I'm better than you." Have you felt you're better than your parents sometimes? You know, don't worry, I felt like that too when I was, not anymore, I don't feel like that anymore, but sometimes I felt when I was growing up, I'm better than your dad. And the dad was a very good man, all right? And the dad said, "So what's on your mind? What's on your mind that you're better than me?" "Well, Dad, I know, we are well off. I know you got some money. You got some inheritance for me. You got some money for me. I want you to give me everything that is for me, and I'm out of this place." And the dad was looking at him, knew he was asking, it was the worst decision he could ever make. It was the worst decision that this young man, his own son, could make. But the father loved him so much. But he said, "You know what? You want it? You got it. You want it? You got it." So the father gave him all the money that was his inheritance. So this young man, he took all the money and he went to travel. He went and he got new friends, and he had, like, just like talking about a party lifestyle, having parties and hanging out in clubs and all this kind of places. And why? You see, when you have money, even when you don't have friends, people will start becoming your friend. You know that. You see, you got to find out who are your friends and why are they your friends. Are they your friends because they like you? Or are they friends because you got something that they can get from you? So, friends, everybody, talk about 1,000. Pastor Raymond was talking about 1,000 on the Facebook friend. This guy probably would have had 10,000 friends just overnight. Because why? He had money. He went to the right clubs. He went to the right places, right hangout places, and everything, and he was connecting with friends and everybody. And now he had all these friends, and he was partying, and he was living life. He was living it. But he was living in a highway to hell. A highway in a head-on collision, the way his life will be destructive. So he was on this journey, and he was living this life, and at the same time he was living this life, he was living the lie. I want to ask you, are you living a lie today? You deep down in your heart, you know it's not real. It's not you. It's not the real Shirley. It's not the real angel. It's not the real thing. There's more to it in my life than what you just see. But you're just faking it on the outside. And this man, he said, "I got everything. I got the money, I got the friends, I got everything, I got the connection. I'm the guy in the city, in the places, wherever I go." But one day, he opened up his bag. He opened up his wallet, and he found out money had just finished. In those days, there was no phone calls, there was no telephones, there was no credit cards, and there's no way, because in the story, this young man went for a very far country, because he went as far as an exotic place. And one day, he had no money to pay for his hotel bills, his pet house, his resorts that he was living in. He ended up sleeping with the pigs, because that's where he could get free rental. That's why he didn't have to pay money. So he was sleeping. He wakes up in the morning, the next day he said, "I'm sleeping among the pigs." light bulb, just came on, a switch turned on, came on and realized, wait a second, what in the world am I doing right here? What in the world am I doing sitting down at this big pit and back in my father's house, my servers, the servers in my father's house are better than me. The picture is something wrong here. The picture is something wrong. This is just not right. What just happened? What just came upon me? The man who was living life in the fast lane, when everything was going fantastic, but he had friends, he had everybody. Now he was the big man. Where are his friends? Can I ask you, where are your friends? Are they the kind of friends who stick with you the most difficult challenges, or are they your friends because you got something? I hope your friends are friends because of who you are. And he realized his father's house was much better, and the people who were the servant, the maids in the house, had better living than him. So he came up with the best decision he could make at the time. And he said, you know what? I don't care what's going on. I don't care what it is. I'm going to go back to my father's house. So he got up from the big bed, took up whatever he had, with a smelly smell that he had, with the dirt on his face. He began to walk. He began to go towards his father's house. And while he was going to the father's house, what happened was the father looked at him. The father began to look at him from a distance. But the thing is, the father did not look at his face. The father looked at a shadow. Because every day, the father was at the porch. He was out there in the house saying, is that my son who might be coming back home? He would look at a shadow. Oh, is it the shadow of my son? Could that be him? Is that him? Oh, it's not him today. But one day, as the father was looking again, anticipating that this just could be the day my son is coming back home. And he began to look, and he saw a shadow. And the shadow was a very familiar shadow, because that shadow he saw from the time that this individual was born. And he recognized that shadow. And he said, if this is just could be my son. Oh, it is my son. And when he saw the son, the father, he just threw everything he had in his hands. He ran to the son who was not even inside the house. And the story goes on to say, he ran and he hugged the son, kissed his son, loved on his son. As many of them witnessed there and said, as they came to the youth, they never felt judged. Out in the world, they were judged for everything. Nobody judged. See, God is here today not to judge you, but to love on you, to accept you the way you are. And the Father, He loved him. The Father loved on him. The Father never said, I told you so. He never pointed his finger and said, I told you so. You're going to mess up big time, and you're going to come back home. And the Father loved him. And the Father brought the Son home. And this is what the Son said, hey, Dad, I messed up big time. Hey, Dad, I was so wrong. I was so bad in my decision. You know what? Let me just be one of your servants. Let me live like the way the servants are. But the dad said, no. You are my son. And you will always be my son. And the Father loved on the Son. No matter whatever wrong he did, how much he messed up, the Son was still accepted completely by the Father. And today, the same invitation is given to you. It's given to each and every one of us here today. And you feel that you have left the Father's house because you've been lured by all the fancy things, and you've been lured by because people are applauding you. Let me tell you, can you still function when people are not applauding you? Can you still function when they're still not treating you like the way they're treating you right now? Maybe some of you today in this place, in front of your friends, and you are dying on the inside. There is stuff that's going on at home that There's stuff that's going on in your life. There's stuff that's going on in relationship, and it's eating you up, and you know the pain deep down. But today there's hope for you, my friend. Or young people, there's hope for you today. That Jesus Christ can save you. Jesus Christ can set you free. The same Jesus who set me free, he can set you free this evening. I'm not talking about a religion today. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not selling a religion. What I'm trying to share with you is about how my mind has been changed. How John Malcolm's life has been changed. How the life of each and every individual who have been dancing or in a drama or in singing a song, their lives have been changed. If your life has been changed, so can your life be changed. But tonight is the night where you make a decision. Tonight is the night where you make a decision and say, yes, Jesus, I want this change. Tonight you can be that angel where God can change your life. You can be that Shirley where God can change your life. You can be like a Carlos tonight where God can change your life. But you've got to make a decision. Tonight is the night, my dear friend, is for you. We just set this platform up for you just to have a fun night, and we want you to have fun as much as possible. We want you to have it. At the same time, we want to let you know how our lives have been changed. Tonight, your life can be changed. The Bible tells us there's a devil who's a liar, and he lies to so many things. And tonight, you are envying your friends. How come they're living a life in such a way? And look at me. See, what we see in the social media is always the highs. When nobody posts the lows. Because nobody wants to talk about their ugliness. Let me tell you tonight, God wants to know about your ugliness. And the Bible says He will take your ugliness and He'll give you beauty instead. He will take that ugliness and He will give you beauty for ashes. The Bible tells us. He will give you that because He wants to give you that. And tonight can be your night. And tonight will be your night if you say yes to that. I want every head bowed in this place as we honor God. I want every eye closed, and if we can just minimize the movement in this auditorium. And you're here today and you say, Pastor John, I enjoy the music, I enjoy the fun and all that, but tonight, I don't understand everything that's going on, but there's something in my heart that's stirring I don't understand, and that's okay. And that's, let me tell you what it is. It's the work of the Holy Spirit. But God is nudging your heart. But God is stirring your heart up. And God is saying, I want to change your life, my dear friend. He said, my son, my daughter, I want to change your life. And as you bow your head and close your eyes, I don't want to embarrass you. But it's a personal response. And you say, I want to give my heart to Jesus. Because we already have an altar for that, a call for that. But I want to do it one more time. And we believe that we're going to believe for even more, that God will touch each and every one of our lives. And you want to do that, I want you to lift up your hand and you say, that's me, Pastor John. I want to give my heart to Jesus. I want my life changed. You know what? I've gone to church, I've done all that, but today I want to give. Or maybe you used to be a Christian, you used to go to church, but today you're far away. I want you to lift up your hand and say, that's me. Just give me a way right now, all over this place. I see that hand. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Anyone else? Come on, lift up your hand. And just give me a wave. Say, that's me. That's me. I want to give my heart to Jesus. Anyone else? Come on. Come on, anyone else? I see that hand. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? I see that hand too. Thank you. Thank you. Come on, anyone else? Thank you. I see that hand too. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Anybody else? Thank you. Thank you for the hand. Thank you for the hand. Thank you for the hand. Thank you very much for the hand too. Thank you. Anyone else? Come on, lift up your hand. Thank you very much. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. Anyone else? Come on, lift up your hands. Lift up your hands all across this auditorium. God, tonight could just be your night. Tonight can just be your night. And I don't care if you have been going to Oasis or Gravitate or Altitude, but tonight you know in your heart you didn't give the heart to Jesus. Tonight is your night. Don't you be embarrassed by it. God wants to save your life and change your life tonight. Come on, anyone else? Lift up your hands. I see the hand. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But also I want to talk to someone right now You're saying, I need to change my life. You know what? I'm tired of faking my life. I'm just tired of the way I have been living. I know I am better than that. But you know what? Because of the peer pressure, because of what comes upon me, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. And tonight you made yourself a prisoner of the lie and of the deception tonight. You have been deceived. And tonight could be the night you can be set free. You don't need to go to bed weeping and crying and hoping the same people who like you today will like you tomorrow. The same people who applauded you today will be applauding tomorrow. I got news for you. It just may not happen. But it doesn't matter. It's not about what people say about you. It's who you are and what God says about you. And that's what matters. And that's the bottom line. You lifted up your hands right now. In a few seconds, I'm going to ask everybody to stand up. And as we do that, and soon after that, I'm going to ask every person to lift their hands to give your heart to Jesus Christ. Or if you're a person that you say, I need prayer today. I need some help in my life. I just need help. I want you to, and I'm going to give an invitation for you to come and stand in front of one of these amazing young people. And let me tell you, I know everybody in this place. And they're not faking it. They are real. I've seen them cry, I've seen them laugh, I've seen them rejoice, I've seen them with long faces. I know it. I've seen them. You just be who you are. I want everybody in this place, can we stand up to our feet? Amen. Can we just stand up to our feet? Young people, we love you in this place. We love you, and that's why we have set this platform today, because we love you, we care about you. We care about you. I'm going to count 3. When I finish counting 3, I want everybody here today, whether you lift up your hands or whether you say, I need prayer today for my life, where my life needs to be changed, I want you to get out of your seat. And I want you to come in front of one of these people, and we're going to pray for you. And tonight is going to be a night of miracles for you. And some of you are living hell at home. I know that. Some of you are going through some challenges in your life. I know that. Tonight is a night, just like the way a preacher preached in my life, and my life was changed. Our lives were changed, and so many lives were changed. Oh, you know what? I cannot go to sleep tonight if I didn't tell you the truth and what God can do in your life tonight. And don't let fear or anything else hold you back today, because God has got great things in store for you. Are you ready? Come on, are you ready? Oh, come on, are you ready in this place? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on, get out of your seat and take a bold step. Come on in this place. Come on, I know. Come on, all over this place, the front, all over this place, all over this place. Come on. If there are not enough people, we're going to get our pastors and everyone wants to pray. Come on, young people. Come on, I want you to pray with them. Pray with them. Come on. I think we need some help today for prayer. We need someone, come on, adults, if you need to come and help them, come on. Help us too, hallelujah. Pastor Raymond, help us out. Come on, babe, I see babe in this place, come on. Come on, come on, there are a number of them on clusters right here, please help them out. We need everybody, it's intergenerational. Yes, Pastor Spirit, yes, please come. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Please come stand in the bottom. Come on, everybody else, you too. You need prayer, it doesn't matter. You come on, man, you come on. You step out, you take this step of boldness. You come to the front. There's somebody going to be meeting here right now. Yes, right here, right here, right here. Pastor Neil, some young man's right here. Right here. Yeah, he's there. Right here. The hand on. That's right. Pray with them. Pray with them. Pray with them. Pray with them. Come on, some of you are still debating. Come on, get out of your seat. Get out of your seat. Come on, yes. Pray with them right now. Pray with them. All over this place in Jesus' name. Jesus' name, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. We worship you in this place. Hey, come on, Will. Hey, Will, come on, man. Come on and pray with us. Pray with us. Help us pray. You be there from day 1. You be there from day 1. You're part of the ones who made this happen. Come on. Come on, stand with them. You come and stand with them. You're worthy. You're worthy, Lord. Come, Pastor Kevin, I just want to see you, please. tonight. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Come on, somebody else. It's not too late. 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 Oh, Father, we worship you right now. We worship you right now in this place. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. We worship you. Oh, God, we worship you. Father, we worship you in this place. We worship you in this place. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, Father, we worship you. Hallelujah. Come on, if you're still standing and debating, it's happening right now. Come on, I want you to get out of your seat. I want you to come. 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 That's right, Valerie. That's what I felt too. Talk to her. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Pastor Raymond, can you help me with that young man in the black t-shirt? God is speaking to him. Come on. God, touch his life. 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 Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We worship you, Jesus. Father, we worship you. We worship you in this place. We worship you in this place. Thank you, Lord. Come on, just pray with them. Just pray with them. Encourage them. God, you are setting them free in the name of Jesus. Lead them to Jesus Christ tonight. Lead them to Jesus tonight. Lead them to Jesus Christ tonight. Father, we worship you right now. We give you the praise and the glory and the honor and the power. Oh, Father, we worship you. We worship you. We worship you, Jesus. We serve our young people to you. Our young generation, we serve them to you. Oh, we worship you, Jesus. Oh, we worship you, Jesus. Worthy to be praised. Because